Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So this is a one-off video. This is nothing to do with my Executioner build at all, but this is my Grey Knight force which I recently got back from a friend, my friend Tiberius, who painted these chaps up for me. Since I'm doing my Executioners, my Custodes, and I'm still kind of doing my 30k Imperial Fist, I have a lot of stuff to paint, and I was going to Florida at the time. I was going away, and I asked Tiberius if he could paint these chaps up for me, and he agreed, thankfully. I assembled all these chaps myself, and I just sent them off to Tiberius to go and get painted, and I just wanted to show them off for you today. There's a couple of things missing still from the army. I'm supposed to have 2 Dread Knights, and he's still doing the other one, and of course I'm missing some weapon options as well. And what I mean by weapon options is that some of the units in the army are magnetized, like this guy here. Actually, you can probably see it on this guy better. The banner bearer here, if I just focus him here, if I take this off, you can see he's magnetized here, and that just goes back on. That's what I mean by weapon options. I've got stuff like halberds and force staffs and all that kind of stuff. For example, going back to this chap, this is a librarian, so I've got like staffs and halberds and all different kind of options for this chap, so he can wield a lot of different equipment and just look a bit more cooler on the battlefield itself. The actual models are amazing. He's done an amazing job. There's one thing that I am going to be doing to these, is that I'm going to be adding a force weapon effect. Now, I haven't ever done this before. I've never done a force weapon effect, so it's going to be very, very new for me. I think I'm going to practice on some bits and stuff first. If anyone's got any cool tutorials at all for that, then I would really, 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 really appreciate you linking that in the video below. I know Duncan did one for the Christmas catalogue. Well, sorry, it was a Christmas calendar or something like that. But maybe something a bit more less technical. I know that might sound a bit odd, but I'm still new, so if anyone's got like some basic tutorials, then I would really appreciate it. Okay, let's just try and show off some characters. So of course, Voldus, he painted Voldus up for me. You can see like all the bases as well. I've gone for pretty much plain kind of bases. I'm probably going to add some more like skulls and stuff at a later date and actually put them on the bases. I'll probably show off this base to see what I mean. Like, I've gone with like kind of they're going against Nurgle, so like the Nurgles rot like pools of Nurgle, but again I need to add more skulls, more stones and stuff, and glue them actually on. Altogether, if I counted it right, altogether there's 25 Terminators altogether in this force, plus 2 Dread Knights, of course. Like I said before, there's only 1 here, so it's quite a hefty force, may I say. Now, when I tend to do armies like this, I tend to do them for lore reasons. So we have the Inquisitor, of course, in the army as well. Of course, it would make pretty much sense to have an Inquisitor involved with the Grey Knights. Now, there's another big thing as well, is that I've been working on my Custodes to go along with these guys. You can see like the bases match and all that kind of stuff. I wanted like a little small squad of Custodes that followed these Grey Knights around. Again, these are all work in progress, by the way, and I still need to do like all the weapons and all that kind of stuff. So we have this like force of only a small force. Yeah, I'll just get them all out here if I can, just to show them off, then nick them all back round. This small little force Custodes, these heads, or these Custode heads, were painted by a friend of mine called the Hairy Painter. You should go check his channel out. He's really, really awesome. It makes me look like a total noob at painting. Again, another head by Mr. Hairy Painter. These Custodes, like I said, they're all the bases kind of match. So it looks like they're basically on the same battlefield as the actual Grey Knights. Here is another one. I always thought it was kind of cool because in Watchers of the Throne, the Grey Knights and the Custodes fight together, and there's like this scene where they're like discussing like which ones are like really the Emperor's sons. Like some Custodes look down on the Grey Knights, and it's kind of awkward and weird. And I thought, you know, having these guys together, they're basically the ultimate force of the Emperor. You know, you've got the Grey Knights and you've got the Custodes, which I'll try and get them into the frame there. They're just popping into the frame there, not that much. And of course, who's going to be leading these all but the new Emperor, or new de facto Emperor himself, Roboute. This is why I did his base or plague-like well in advance. And of course, Roboute Guilliman is going to be in the middle of this. Of course, this is going to be a very high point armor. I think if I add it all together, it's at least 3,000 points. And I've heard rumours that Guilliman's points have gone up in chapter approved as well, which I'm a bit annoyed about. But hey, what can you do? So this is the force as it is at the moment. I'm thinking of adding a bit more stuff to the Grey Knights. I think I may add a flyer. I think the flyer is probably the right way to go, along with the Grey Knights, because I can get more units into action a lot more faster. Oh, I actually meant to show the weapon options on this. This guy has a sword, but the sword is just over there. It's drying at the moment. I actually forgot to get it before I started recording this. I'm going to magnetize that again so I can take it out and maybe do some options along with that. But Tiberius, I just want to say, if you're watching this, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate all you've done for this force. I think it's turned out absolutely fantastic. I didn't want anything like over the top, pretty. I just wanted, for those who know me, I like my armies to look very battle tested. I don't like them all sparkly and shiny. I'm sure that's going to be, you know, these guys look, they're all sparkly and shiny. I've just contradicted myself, but maybe I can add some battle damage to them down the line. But all in all, this is my Grey Knight force as it is at the moment. Surely I'm going to be adding another flyer, but I don't know what. I was actually thinking this was supposed to be for my my executioners, but I'm thinking of maybe just adding this now to the Grey Knight force and putting some decals on this and changing its allegiance over to the Grey Knights instead of the executioners, because I'm still holding out, and I know this may sound daft, I'm still holding out that Primaris I got to get a flyer. I know it's probably absolutely insane by me to even think that at the moment, but the super heavy tank is coming, so maybe if I cross my fingers as hard as I can, we'll get a Primaris flyer sometime in the future. If I can just put Guilliman here, boop, Guilliman is in the middle, and that's it, chaps. Sorry, this is not a full-length video. You know, I normally do like 10 minutes plus, but I just wanted to give you a little update on my force. And if anyone is going to Warhammer World on December the 10th, I'm going to be there battling on the big, I think it's the, what's it called now? It's the big pyramid. Well, I say pyramid, it's like the sandy table, like the sand temple and stuff like that. I think we're doing 3,000 points each, and there's 4 of us, so it's going to be quite a big scrap. I'm sure everyone's just going to bring super heavies and stuff. I'm really hoping that I have my super heavy tank by then, but I'm hoping that I can snatch one at the open day on the 25th of November. I think it's in 2 weeks time, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully I can get my super heavy by then. But yeah, there we go, that's my Grey Knights. Hope you've all enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, any advice at all, like I said about painting force weapons and stuff, I would greatly appreciate it if you could leave it down below in the comment section, and I'll go and check that out and go with the best one. Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I've, I don't know, well, I hope Tiberius has inspired you to paint some Grey Knights and purge in the glorious Emperor's name, brothers. So thank you, see you now, and bye-bye.